welcome back to the DreamHack Pro Circuit. I can't even. Hello and welcome back to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, live from Montreal, Canada, where we are approaching our very final series here on the day. It is going to be between that of Ghost up against our first perspective on this stream of FC Barcelona. Hello, I am your host, stumbling his way through this intro. Wade Dreadnought Penfold, and of course with me at the desk as always, I've got myself Gibbs and of course a turtle. Boys,
I'm dream hopeful. Dream hopeful after that one.
Yeah. I'm dream hopeful too.
We're approaching hour 9 of the broadcast, and not only for us, but for these teams, right? Now, like teams like Barcelona, who probably should have went through the upper bracket, and Ghost, who had the chance to, they have to be here really late. So even if you do make it, and then you have a day 2 morning game, like it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, DreamHack is all about endurance and stamina. You know, you play against a lot of lower level teams that you wouldn't normally, so you gotta weed through all of those. You gotta have, first of all, the endurance in-game, and then the mental aspect out of game to stay strong, to stay hydrated, and importantly, I feel like most of these people forget to drink water, first of all, and then make it to the end of the day. These games are rough, but they still have so much to fight for in an elimination match.
So let's not forget that Barcelona, one of those teams where they have to beat those bubble teams. They played Plot Twist earlier. They lost in 5 games. We saw Plot Twist play G2. It seemed like Plot Twist wasn't even on the field. And that's how good G2 looks. So very questionable for Barcelona. The roster move, obviously, Alpha leaving the team, who was the MVP, who got them that 2nd seed. They need to prove everyone wrong that it wasn't just Alpha.
Yeah, and you know, with that in mind, you know, the addition of Ronicky here over to this roster, I guess, what is the, if that's the downside of losing Alpha, what is the upsell of Ronicky, right? What is the major selling point, that synchronization with those other two?
So I think on the offensive side of the ball, like Ronicky can do some damage. Like obviously he is no Alpha. Like I think Alpha is one of the best players in the world right now. So it's hard to fill those shoes, but Ronicky on the offensive side of the ball plays really well. And when he was with Triple Trouble towards the end of the season, he was really putting home a lot of goals for that team, but you have to get those opportunities and you have to make those opportunities. I feel like Alpha was the one making those opportunities last time.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like Barcelona themselves are asking that same question right now. You know, what can he bring to the table? This is pretty much their first LAN experience, their first time getting experience with this new roster, and I think it just brings ultimately a new level and fresh atmosphere to the way they play.
Well, I guess let me put it this way then. I guess when looking at Barcelona here with the adjustments on the roster, the first word that would be used to describe them is fast. For a lot of their play. Is that a setback without Alpha? Is that reliable in a play style for them?
I think they can still play fast. I think they have to just play a little smarter. I feel like Bluey always played extremely fast without much direction to his play, so he didn't get a lot of stats. He's got to have to pick up the pace a little bit more. But Ghost Gaming on the other side, we saw them earlier today, and I even said it was a relatively boring series that they barely won. But then they played Cloud9, and they went to Game 5. 4 out of those 5 games were 1-goal games. Game 5 overtime, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And I didn't get to catch a lot of it, but on Reddit, everyone was like, how did Ghost not win that series? How did Cloud9 get away with that? So Ghost, they're coming off a terrible loss where they could have been through day 2 with a big upset. They have to bounce back.
But now they have Silent Echo, who, if you didn't catch him last series on stream, he was the hype man for Ghost. After they won, he completely popped off. And I think that that's going to be a big factor here in getting that energy back to the level of which they need to be serious and, you know, not just give up hope just because they came so close in that Cloud9 match.
And here on the other side, the challengers that we have been talking about, trying to fill the shoes of Alpha 54. Not this man, but this roster. Bluey clearly, you know, a player of his own caliber and one that we definitely know at least the landscape of the forehead whenever we get that webcam shot.
Bluey is known for his speed, but again, like he just goes for every challenge. It's not necessarily directed at going for a pass or setting up a play. So they gotta have to figure that out. And Devo, he's one of those guys on the offensive side. He has games where he just goes off. And if Devo's going off, Barcelona looks extremely strong. But again, they got to fill those shoes of Alpha, and they bring in Ronicky, and that is the player they wanted from Triple Trouble. Personally, I thought Tadpole might be the best player on that team when they were looking good. But Ronicky, he is an offensive force. And I think at the start of the season, everyone would have said that he was the best. So maybe he just played a little bit down towards the end. But these teams know each other so well that they get to play in all these scrims, and they get to see a Ronicky that maybe we don't see as well. So it's a big pickup for them, but again, everyone expects this to be a downgrade. It's just how far of a downgrade.
I mean, I just feel like they're not as predictable now with Ronicky. At least I'm hoping for that, because like you said, you know, Ronicky is no Alpha. He won't be able to match that speed, but maybe he can bring some different aspect that can influence his teammates and make them less predictable, because I feel like that's the reason why we haven't seen really a top 4 finish from Barcelona since about February.
I actually have a little bit of trivia for us
Oh!
here, too, all right? So I'm going to go with a little bit of trivia.
Okay.
There's been 3 teams that have made the top 8 of every single DreamHack this year.
Okay.
Can you name them?
Cloud9.
Yeah, definitely Cloud9. NRG.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 4, actually. There's 4.
Cloud9,
NRG. Yeah, I thought of one.
Energy, that's
hey,
good.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
Cloud9, Reciprocity.
Dig.
No.
No.
Dig?
It's Dig,
Yeah.
and it wasn't
There you go.
reciprocity because they failed on the second one of
Yes.
The 4th is. Hold on one second. I'll get this.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be
They're
Reciprocity.
playing right now. Oh, excuse me.
Oh gosh. Wait. I'm
Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona.
Are you
Duh.
serious?
Yeah, I knew that.
So Barcelona,
Yeah.
they've made it to all 3 of these. They are consistent. They are one of those consistent teams. That's why it's so surprising, I think, that Alpha did leave them,
Yeah.
because they have consistent results. They at least make top 8, but they never could get past that hurdle. They obviously did back at Leipzig when they were Savage and they made a top 4 finish, but
Yeah.
that's the surprising thing. But on the other side, it's also a good thing with Blue and Devo. It's like they know how to win, and they can do this again. They just got to show Ronicky how to win. But I do think they will have to change that play style up.
And one thing I find super interesting is that we're going to move into predictions here, but the biggest thing was that Ghosts, though they made it to Game 5 versus Cloud9, I think it was Johnny Boy who said you can take the, Lethamir out of the roster, but you can't take the Game 5 out of the team,
Yes.
right? Notice how they pulled the same thing into Cloud9. Is this just the same kind of Game 5 element? Was that truly a challenging proposal to Cloud9 is what I'm offering here. Either way, I want to see your offerings here. What is going to be your suggestion? Who do you think will win this?
It's tough because I didn't get to see Ghost versus Cloud9. I'm just going to base off the Ghost I saw. I wasn't impressed by the Ghost I saw, and I think Barcelona can get the win. Now, of course, Barcelona, they also got a tough loss against Plot Twist that I didn't get to see. So maybe I'm a little bit biased based on what I saw.
Yeah.
But I have to go Barcelona.
Yeah, I can't even talk about what I've seen, like you said. And just individually matched up, I think Barcelona has them pretty much checked out completely over every single individual on Ghost. Barcelona, as long as they just play mechanically and don't mess up their rotations, they should take it.
Everything in my heart and mind says I agree with you guys, but I'm not gonna lie, something about what we haven't seen makes it in the Game 5 element of Cloud9 going into it. I think this goes to Game 5. And when it goes down to Game 5, I'm not confident the new roster of Barcelona's got it. So you know what? I'm going with Ghost.
I mean,
see, the problem is, though, Ghost, they always go to Game 5, but they always lose Game 5. That's
Okay,
the
I
problem.
get it, but that's where we're gonna break this curve.
well, Aleutian did say he needed to warm up, okay? So
Yeah.
that could be a big thing.
True.
He said
He
the
needed
first
2
few
best of
games
5
were
warm.
his fault, and then now he's warmed up.
Hey, man, they might just be pulling an energy from last time where it's just like they're just playing maximum amount of games on day 1, day 2, and then day
the
3.
best warm-up.
And again, taking a look at this kind of review
Wow,
at home, I'm very
really
surprised to
surprised
see
too.
Ghost eke up again above Barcelona.
To be fair, I just checked the time. It is 9 p.m. Eastern time. So Europe, they're all sleeping.
Yeah.
So I think that's why.
There we go.
So I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah, no, that makes a bit more sense there. North America showing the fanboyness coming out from them. But that being said, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting series coming out from the two.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I know I personally want to see is just how much mix-up do we get from the Ghost roster in terms of the pacing and overall gameplay that we can expect from Barcelona. Or I think we can expect, because again, we weren't getting a glance at their first series.
Yeah, at the same time, I just want to see Barcelona. We haven't seen them with this roster. I just want to see what they can bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Blue at the airport. We talked to him for a little bit. We were talking about, what does he expect for this tournament? And he said he basically just wants to play and get some practice with the team before the season starts and see what they can do, see what they are capable of.
Well, let's go ahead and see exactly that. What are the results here of the newest iteration of FC Barcelona? But first, we got to send you to our casting crew. It's going to be none other than James Bott and Achieves.
Gibbs, he said it. We're on what, hour 9 of the broadcast?
Something like that.
And he's
yeah.
asking trivia questions?
Rude, dude.
What
Come on.
is he thinking? Dread can't even bring it back from break.
Dread's
and he's
doing
asking
fine.
trivia questions.
Dread's doing
I know, he
fine.
did do really well with the trivia, though.
He did
That was
great.
that
He
was
did great.
surprising. That was great.
But as for this game, it is a tough one. I quite liked how Atomic looked with Ghost earlier, but, what does Ronicky bring to Barcelona really is the question.
And, it's got to be a really emotional moment for Ronicky, because if you were paying attention, Achieves, I don't know if you have Twitter.
I do,
But
yes.
it was not an amicable departure
Not at all.
from Triple Trouble.
It was not pretty, to say the least.
So there's,
And
he's probably putting a lot of pressure on himself, feeling like he has to succeed in this situation.
you really do feel like, if it goes that poorly and kind of out of nowhere, a team splits up like that was doing so well, all right, you got to make sure your new one works out for you. So definitely looking to put up a good score here for Barcelona. But he's going to have his work cut out for him.
Absolutely. And Ghost, they already went to Game 5 and won today. It was a reverse sweep, a buzzer beater. Very exciting series, but they did lose that Game 5 to Cloud9, so we'll see how this Game 5 goes.
Why not another one on the docket?
Memory will launch that down. He'll stay with it. There were a lot of unassisted goals as well for Ghost.
And I do think they made a good point. Illusion saying on Twitter he did need to warm up. I don't think Illusion was playing, the world's best defense in that series we saw earlier. So hopefully he's in a better form here against Barcelona.
And we know what Atomic can do. That he's opened up the scoring for Ghost. And their first series of the day was an incredible dribble to air dribble play. And now the shot just beats out the defender. The far post snipe from Ronicky.
Just perfect from Ronicky. Illusion trying to buy time, takes a nasty skip, doesn't get the read, and ace. Any closer, maybe gets tipped off the car and into the post and out, but perfect placement from Ronicky.
And you could see, and I think there was an Illusion there that was trying to dodge the demo as well. There was a player that was hassling him in the corner.
Yeah.
And that allowed the ball to bounce out into the middle. Barcelona striking first and striking early. And Gibbs brought it up. Devo, a former world champion, a player that has just been, maybe one of the players that we would consider for Hall of Fame status. In OCE, they talk about the Devo double tap, a player that has inspired many.
It is something to have a shot named after you, to say the least.
And he really is one of those players that can just elevate in a series.
If he's on, you're in trouble, no doubt.
Illusion off the corner, goes for the shot, and that one finds its way into the net. Ronicky a split second too slow.
Hang on a minute. This one just pops right in. Illusion, perfect landing, boost timing, and Devo so close. And that one as well, great placement to get it behind Bluey, but as you said, a split second too slow coming out of the corner. Can't make it back, so Illusion gets him back on the board and tied up.
And another play from Ghost where it's just, one player setting themselves up, unassisted. Illusion stopped by Devo, the midfield. Memory sends it back. Illusion with the demo on Devo. And we saw how effective demos were last game, and now Bluey with the bump. I mean,
we just saw a bunch of those. Why not another one?
Ruthless. Look at him just hunting down Atomic. Bump. See you later.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do if you're Atomic? Just sit there and hope he doesn't hit you again. Maybe like backflip or something, but even still, I don't even think Ronicky was trying to shoot that ball. He just wanted to make sure they didn't lose possession. And Bluey's just pushing him out of the way.
That bump play paying dividends for Barcelona. Illusion is going to have another play on the ball, jumps for it, and doesn't get the boost. He'll have to bail out now. Chance for Atomic. And he didn't make great contact on that ball.
He did get it under the defense, though, but Ronicky, beautiful stop, diving in from the midfield. Great tip.
Another demo from Devo on Atomic. Ronicky didn't have the boost to finish off the play. And now Memory leaves that one behind. Can't find boost at the midfield, but a good deflection. That'll buy some time. Devo center ball to Bluey. Bluey with the challenge win.
Great recovery as well. Able to stick with that ball, steal away the corner boost. Give a lot of time to Barca to get set here. And Illusion actually all on his own. Out the other way, and Ronicky and Devo make sure the right person comes up with the tip.
And that's something we saw in the Ghost of old, especially with Lethamyr. The ability to just make those solo plays, or at least the desire to attempt them. And we're seeing the same thing from Ghost, from Illusion. But this time, a teamwork makes the dream work. Illusion off the pass from Memory. A good 1-2-3 passing play from Ghost.
Yeah, and Ronicky just, I don't even think he realized how close Illusion was. It's a product of audio,
He might have been on ball cam. Yeah, he might have been on ball cam and didn't realize the player was that close.
Didn't hear anybody jump, so he didn't think he was under pressure, perhaps. And out of nowhere, it's in your net.
Illusion going for the clear, and Atomic keeps the ball going. Bluey back out to the middle. Atomic to the corner where Ronicky is waiting. Sends it back across the field. Bluey put this off the backboard, and Atomic now with the clear. Back and forth gameplay right now from Barcelona and Ghost.
Big clears as well from everybody. Very important not to get caught too far forward with how hard everybody's hitting the ball right now.
You gotta wonder who's gonna be the first team to kind of slow it down. And
Ronicky tried, missed the flick.
yeah, I mean, and we saw how that worked with Ghost on the last play. Outlet pass to a teammate, send it downfield. Look for that third player. But right now, these guys just wanting to get the ball out of their zone to relieve pressure. No one really keeping possession.
It really is just a challenge game right now for both teams, but that finally is not a good touch from Ghost. Huge tip from Memory. Really gave up possession and a wonderful recovery effort to get back behind the ball and give Ghost a chance to get ready on defense.
And that one looked like a good communication there. Ronick actually bailing out of that shot to give Devo a line on it. Atomic going for the center. Double commit from Aleutian and Memory. Bluey send that across the field.
And Memory took a big old bite out of Devo. And again, that means Ghost has some extra time here to make sure they're ready in the midfield. Missed from Bluey, but Atomic ready for the challenge. More double commits from Ghost. Really got to be careful with that. And it actually does slow down the pressure, but they still get the last chance.
And Atomic didn't make the double tap read, and Memory also committed. 2v1. Ball up in the air, Memory low. Aleutian sends it back. Floating ball by Devo. Ronicky will keep this up. Aleutian first to it. Memory lets it touch, and we've got overtime.
I must say, am worried for Ghost because even in that last 30 seconds, too many times you saw two people in a blue car jump for a ball. So
Multiple
definitely
double commits.
Yeah, it didn't harm them at all, but it definitely could if that's not sorted out in short order.
Now demo on Devo towards net, and Atomic will put this one away just 16 seconds into overtime. Ghost take game one.
Yeah, Bluey not able to get that ball all the way to the corner, tipped off the outside of his car and went straight out to the side, and he just didn't have time to land. Atomic there to punish, so Ghost don't have to worry about double commits. It'll take under 10 seconds, and that's that.
And a strange game, really, you know?
To say the least.
Barcelona seeming like they had control for quite some time. We saw some double commits out of Ghost. It went unpunished from Barcelona, and then in overtime, Ghost making quick work. We saw the demo come out. It was a short power play for Ghost. They just get the ball downfield quickly, and they were able to take advantage.
And I really wish that I had sat my camera on Ronicky just to see how he was trying to fit into this Barcelona team like I did with Hawk earlier. So I think that's going to be my approach for game two, just to really have an idea of what his approach is. But I mean, Ghost really both teams challenge the ball. Are they in position? No. Cool. Punish. Bam. Ronicky caught too far forward. Didn't make the read on how close Aleutian was. And then the overtime goal almost instantly off the kickoff. And so both teams pretty much the same approach. And Ghost just got fortunate off the kickoff, I'd say.
And Ghost just finding a way to make it work. Not the prettiest of games, I would say. Very scrappy.
Yes.
But getting those scrappy wins still feels good.
I mean, there's an old saying among, most sporting teams is if you win the games, you're not playing your best, there's good odds you're going to win. Because you're going to win everything. If you're not playing well and you're still on top,
it's a good sign.
That's a great sign.
So we'll see in game two if Barcelona has what it takes to get the win. And Ronicky coming and filling the shoes of Alpha, the EU MVP. That is big shoes to fill.
And Alpha's influence really on that team, it took a while to really become apparent how important it was. Towards the end of league play, he really developed nicely, but it doesn't matter because game two of DreamHack's happening now, and Aleutian starts it off.
And again, you saw Devo backflipping there, and then the challenge from Atomic put that ball down in a wonderful spot for Aleutian. And Barcelona, their struggles continue right out of the gate. They conceded a goal quickly in overtime and now conceded a goal quickly in game two. Things could get out of hand. And the desk brought it up. Barcelona, normally so consistent, especially at DreamHack, now in danger of breaking that top 8 streak.
Oh, wow. Big push from Ghost right there. Fortunate they didn't come up with a touch. Rotating into the net, Barcelona didn't really feel like they were ready for it to me.
Atomic sends that ball in.
And Atomic's been doing a great job challenging balls out of the midfield as well. Consistently keeping it high, forcing Barcelona to use a lot of boost to go up and get these. demos on the midfield from Ghost.
A very speedy player, very speedy, very mechanical. You know, it's what you see from a lot of those players that aren't upcoming players trying to get into the RLCS. Atomic never even having to do time in the rival series, just getting picked up straight out of the gate for Ghost. And that goes to show you the promise in him, similar to Astral.
Yeah.
Atomic will pop that up. Devo goes for the center, and Atomic, Bluey both punching that ball deep. The read off the crossbar, scoring chance for Ghost, but goes by the wayside.
And it was Ronicky in that last man position, just didn't make a very solid read off that bounce, and happy that that didn't find its way into the net, but Memory can't find the second touch. Ronicky still has no boost from 15 seconds ago, and he is loving the fact that that tipped off of a Ghost player out to the side and into the net. Not quite. Memory diving stop.
And Devo, he just needed to get that ball in the near post. That near post was wide open. So Ghost and Barcelona both missing some quality chances. Pollution. Hard off the side wall, bounces to Devo. Or Ronicky, rather. Devo in the back gets the hit now. Memory off the ceiling. Double commit from Ghost. Illusion the last back.
1v1.
Devo can't keep possession. And they weren't able to take advantage of the 2v1.
It was great support from Ronicky, and now he has a second opportunity. Atomic, beautiful read.
And that one looked like it was going to be a difficult one, but Atomic handling it with ease. Now the double tap, weak shot. And Atomic, yet again, being that bulwark on defense.
Always helps have a strong player who can make quality reads. Attribute a lot of success in that category to players like Justin, who you always know you can trust to make a strong touch on defense and buy you time. Very valuable.
Atomic, they're much quicker than Bluey. Follow-up shot, he gets the block off the backboard. Memory's up, puts it off the backboard as well. Can't connect on that double tap, but he did force Barcelona to use a lot of boost on defense. Now Memory trying to slow play it. He's out of boost now. Bluey off the ceiling, going for the pass down. He saw Devo waiting in the middle. Now Ronicky going for the pass as well, but Devo and Bluey both out of the play. Challenge one. Ronicky will spawn in the back after that demo.
And Bluey was forced to kind of take that slow, and again Ronicky demoed, forcing Devo and Bluey to really make sure they take care of the ball.
Back-to-back demos on Ronicky.
And he's forced to play with no boost, and wise helping hand from Bluey. Wants the demo, shot towards net, and off target, off the bar, and out into the corner. Unfortunate.
So Barcelona, though, waking up. The start of this game, Ghost was getting all the chances. Barcelona now threatening, under a minute left to play. Bluey gets that straight into Atomic, who pops it up, gets it by Ronicky. Ronicky does bump Atomic in the air. Pollution slows down the play. Going for the air dribble, but he's out of boost. Memory goes for the backboard. Devo hits it to the side. Atomic was there. They're just melting time off this clock. And another demo, this time Atomic on Bluey.
Definitely some awkward communication issues.
Oh, and it looked like there was a play. Atomic drove under his teammate, but they still recover Ghost. Fending off this final attack from Barcelona.
Oh, Bluey with a great read, passing in the middle. Illusion actually missed, and Ronicky trusted him. Lets the ball touch the ground as Atomic trying to get it all the way out there. Devo not able to find the lip, and Ghost 2 games up.
And Atomic finishing that game out. Atomic so key on defense.
Yeah.
Making save after save after save. And getting those big reads. We saw that very difficult read off the curvature of the ceiling. Yeah, and he just did it effortlessly. So Atomic stepping up on the defensive side. It was a close game, 1-0. Barcelona that were threatening. Ghost even had some opportunities that they couldn't put away, but they hold on. They do just enough to get the win.
Yeah, and I really was watching Ronicky pretty much that entire game. And he really does fit into that sort of as-needed role, very similar to Alpha was playing on the Barcelona team. It really just feels like they still need a bit of time figuring out communications and understanding exactly how Ronicky approaches that, because that was very similar to how Alpha was playing. You know, it's like, all right, it's going to be Devo and Bluey, and whatever they're not doing, that's what I'll be doing.
But I mean, I'm looking at these roster moves. Barcelona brings in Ronicky. Ghost brings in Atomic. I think Atomic is making a huge impact on this series. So
I definitely would agree with that. Atomic does seem to be like a real superstar of a player that can make things happen one way or the other. He's got the right amount of mechanics as he's pushing up the field to make a solo play happen, can beat a defender, maybe even two. He'll force challenges off the sidewall. He'll really try and get you possession.
Yeah, and you know, I compared him earlier to Astral just from the, raw mechanics sense, but Atomic does seem to be fitting in quite nicely on defense, not really confused about where to be. His speed to the ball is excellent. And we've seen Astral struggle with that a little bit, but we have seen Ghost in the midfield have a few too many double commits.
Yes, for sure. And again, that probably very similar to why Barcelona having them. It is still a fairly new roster move, and despite all these players being at the top of their game, still, you got to figure out how each player approaches comms, what information they like to share, what information their teammates like to share. It's just a different environment, and DreamHack is a great place to iron a lot of that out.
Barcelona in danger of going home. This is their last chance, and Devo barely getting to that save.
And that is exactly what Bluey said he wanted. Hey, we're here to get some reps before the season starts. We need to know what we can do and how we approach a high-pressure game.
But it looks, it just seemed like Barcelona has not been meshing very well. We're not seeing many passing attempts. They haven't really connected on very many. Their shots haven't had that much power. It doesn't seem like they're on point right now.
I will definitely say I feel the offense has taken the biggest hit from Barcelona. But I do think that will be ironed out.
And they still have time to do it. We saw Ghost get the reverse sweep earlier today. Now Barcelona could do the same thing to them, but they will have to pick it up. Saw Bluey try to muscle Memory out of the way, ended up just getting popped up. He's going to be so far out of the play.
Great save.
And Devo, he was the last hope, but he stepped up. Memory dropping that down to the corner. Atomic can't get that follow-up challenge. Devo beats the defender, but Memory was there on the back line. Bluey coming in this time, getting the 50-50. He'll turn for this. And we can see Bluey and Devo both going for it.
Really are just trying to out-pressure Ghost there in the midfield, and a little bit of space to work with, but Devo gets on top of the ball, but a demo comes out, and Illusion in the right place, able to lend a helping hand, and awkward play for Devo here in the midfield line. Wins 2 challenges, though.
That was great vision from Illusion. He saw that demo coming. Knew he had to be right behind him for the backup. Atomic quickly getting into it. You see another potential double commit, but Atomic recovering quickly. Rotating back to that third man spot. And Boost starting to become a challenge for Atomic here. Getting some pads. You even see him wave dashing, trying to keep some momentum. Using up Boost for that clear here. Corner Boost respawning. Devo tried to sneak it around Atomic, but Atomic just getting read after read. The shot. Oh, no one's back. What? That one just bounces in for Ghost.
Where did Devo run off to? Ronicky pushing forward, expecting to win a challenge, and this is just a beautiful shot from Memory.
Yeah, where was Devo?
I was trying to look. He ran off into the corner, maybe rotating back from midfield, perhaps. Could have been caught forward as well. But either way, Barca got too far forward, and Memory drops one around the back of Ronicky.
And another light shot from Bluey. Just goes off the backboard, easily handled by Rogue. We do see a demo on Atomic. Shot coming in. Oh, scary moment there. And the hard shot saved by Devo. Now a challenge. Ball pinches across the field. Ronicky sends it down. Memory waiting for it. Memory getting jostled by Bluey. And Memory just staying with the play.
Really does feel like Barca trying to figure out who needs to go for what, because they don't have a lot of boost in the tank and not a lot of time to run out and go get some. It's resulting in a little bit of a delay in how they approach the challenges.
And you got to wonder if that's the factor that is allowing Ghost to win pretty much every challenge. We're seeing it over and over. Ghost just winning these 50-50s.
There's a clean miss from Memory on his own half, and now Barca might be able to put together something here. Nice read from Devo, but easy save for Memory. Saw it coming all the way.
See Atomic narrowly dodging that demo. Ball bouncing in. Talk about a clutch 50-50 win. Ronicky with that dunk ties it up for Barca.
Yeah, you saw Devo trying to get the gentle wheel tap towards the net. Comes up empty, but it doesn't matter. Ronicky recovering off of that touch off the ceiling.
And you know, that jumping in and not touching the ball, even if you wanted to just drop it down, you keep the defense grounded. And you give your teammate time to get into position, especially if you know you're going to miss it or you go for the fake. You can calm that to your team.
The defense still has to wait for it because they don't know what's coming, and it really is effective.
Barcelona keeping that thread of hope alive. Atomic up in the air. He's going to let it drop. And the save from Ronicky. Now Devo past to Lucian, who has nothing. Bluey gonna have a lot of boost and a lot of space here. Gave up possession, but he's gonna get that boost steal. Clear downfield. Barcelona starting to get that momentum going, but another miss from Bluey.
Devo really did launch that ball into the sky, though. Definitely a tough one to go and get, but overtime looming.
This one's going to bounce off the backboard. Devo doesn't get the read, but no one was there for Ghost, and we have overtime.
So, Barca able to battle back late in the game, find an equalizer, but gonna have to win 3 straight, and it all starts with the first one here.
And Ghost won the last overtime game just 16 seconds in. Ghost can end it here and move on. This one off the backboard. Atomic with time.
Oh, there's a demo. That's it.
Going for the read, and he can't make it. But follow-up from Illusion. That one off the post. Ghost could have ended it there.
I mean, I didn't think you could reach into the cookie jar that many times and come up empty every time. It's like you're just sitting there grasping.
And that was such a perfect demo. Atomic had the time to make that read, but he just couldn't find the accuracy. See if that comes back to haunt Ghost. Center ball, Ronicky, just that control touch.
Slightly too far behind him, has to make sure to hang on to it and let Barcelona get set up in the midfield. Popped into the middle, Atomic first to it. Actually a pretty decent touch off the wheels, gets it to Memory. It was wide, but Ronicky will make sure of it.
Lucian going for the challenge, popped up to Atomic. Atomic wins that ball, going to the backboard. Devo hits it off to the side. Illusion was ready, puts it back down in front of net. Ball bouncing high. Memory hard off the sidewall. Bluey across the field. Illusion getting bumped by Atomic. Chaos on the back line for Ghost.
And as soon as that team bump came through, you could see Devo immediately try and apply pressure, try and dig that ball out of the corner because he knows it's going to slow down the rotations for Ghost, and could have been a great opportunity, but solid recovery from everybody on the blue side of things to get themselves back in order.
And that was a good read from Memory, but we did see another double commit yet again by Memory and Illusion. Good play by Devo. Ronicky coming in, and the bounce shot goes high.
Too far on top of the ball, maybe worried about having to make a challenge or trying to really make sure it gets under the bar. Cost him a scoring chance.
And it has been a long day for these competitors. We're at 9:30 local time. These guys,
it's been a long day.
It has been a grind for them, and you can tell that is just wearing on them. Normally backward reads these players make, they haven't been able to do it now. Bluey off the backboard. Atomic gets the touch.
And Ronicky turned around, was willing to play it safe in the midfield because he was going to respect a potentially long clear. As Atomic finally comes up empty, gives Ronicky a chance, and they will force game 4.
And you saw something happen. Memory, or no, it was Atomic and Illusion. They would just get, did he get bumped? It looked like he might have got bumped.
I think Atomic might have landed on Illusion, and then driving out of the net, one of the Barca players just pushed Atomic out of the way, and they come up with the OT win.
So Barcelona staying alive in the series. Ghost, they could have ended it. You think back to that chance Atomic had.
Yeah, the double tap.
The read off the backboard, normally so routine for a player as good as him. But
to be fair, he really did have to put that in a perfect spot. There were defenders in the net, needed to be left side somewhere, and he tried to place it right in the corner. and just missed the mark. That is the thing about top-level shooting in Rocket League. Even in chaos, you still got to be pretty much perfect with your shot placement.
And Ronicky, he got that dunk to get that equalizing goal. And then this play here, Atomic couldn't get that much of a hit. Memory low on boost. And yeah, it looked like Bluey. Bluey came in and just bulldozed the back line. And Bluey, he is a player that does like to go for those aggressive plays.
Absolutely.
He's always sniffing around for that bump. And that one couldn't have come at a better time for Barcelona.
Perfect time indeed. Long journey back, but you got to start with each game. You don't want to think we have to win 3. You think we have to win overtime. And then you say, let's win kickoff. And that's kind of the approach you have to have. You don't want to win the entire thing at once. You got to win each moment.
So game 4, still on match point for Ghost. And this is the last chance either one of these teams have to get to day 2. Off kickoff. Ghost getting some early pressure. Ronicky, that backflip, decent power. This all-dominant squad of Ghost just relentless on the attack right now.
They really are having a lot of faith in Barca coming up with these touches on defense. Definitely going for blocks on the hits instead of just the clean shots. Finally, when Sails High, Memory, and Illusion run into each other and stop the follow-up chance, they run into each other again, and this could be disaster if they don't make it back.
And we've seen so many team bumps, and that does bite them, Achieves. They couldn't get back in time, and Barcelona get the first goal.
You saw just the tail end of it right there. Atomic trying to scramble back, and again, they ran into each other. It was a catastrophe. And a comedy of errors for Ghost there that resulted in that one.
That's got to feel bad. It's like when you're playing against bots, you know?
Yeah.
I managed to get bumped so much.
You go for the mind game, and then the bot just stares at you, and you're like, oh, okay. And then the bot scores, and you're like, all right, fine.
I mean, getting bumped is frustrating enough. Getting bumped by your own teammate, that has to be tilting.
It hurts. Or you say high five, and you laugh at that, and you move on.
I'm sure they've had enough high fives for a lifetime. Illusion staying with the ball after his second hit. Bluey up to the side. Ronicky is going to send this off the backboard. Memory. Hard hit. Atomic. That shot's going to find the back of the net. That's how you do it. The 1-2 play off their own backboard.
Some redemption for not able to find the top left. Well, how about that catch? That's over the shoulder, into the top left. Talk about a shot. Atomic.
The bazooka from a distance.
Yeah.
Now Ronicky doesn't get that read. Illusion gets the demo on Bluey. Devo up. Send this downfield. Memory to the corner. Atomic was there. And Ghost earlier was doing such a good job with their challenges. And Atomic was fitting in so well in the defense, but we have seen them bump each other more than any other series we've seen today. Anyone getting in each other's way. No one's done it more than Atomic and his teammates, yeah.
Forcing the air dribble. Bluey able to win a challenge. Illusion is in trouble, and he will make sure that he has a chance at this challenge. Memory, great demo in the midfield, opens up a hole, but unfortunately not going to be enough for Atomic to drive it out to the other side.
And it's so risky to flip into a challenge when you have no boost. You take yourself out of the play for so long, you're just floating there. You have to wait till you hit the ground, and then you have to land and find boost.
But sometimes it must be done.
Atomic attempting to send that upfield. A drop pass. Ronicky got a dunk goal last game.
Coming up with a couple big ones.
And he did score the only 2 goals for Barcelona last game, so trying to fill those shoes of Alpha as best he can.
Ronicky's actually scored 4 of the 5 in this series.
So the offense coming out for Ronicky, but Barcelona still need to find a way to win.
And right now, they are actually commanding the ball wonderfully. They've boxed Ghost in on their own half. They're forcing him to get these soft touches into the corner. Barca's commanding the midfield boost. It is pressure central.
And look for Bluey. Again, looked like he was going in for the bumps and demos. The shot challenging Atomic. He gets the save. The ball in Ghost's half for what seemed like minutes. Devo can't get it by Illusion. You saw Blue even pre-jumping a little bit, expecting him to win.
It was a great adjustment from Illusion. He knew he jumped early, and he wasn't entirely sure what kind of touch he was going to get. So excellent job, able to recover off of Devo's adjustment and still find a touch there on that challenge.
Memory doesn't make that read in time. Ronicky, weak shot towards net, handled by Illusion. Atomic picking up pads in front of net. Trying to get boost, just 12 boosts at a time. Good stop there from Memory. Devo sends it to the corner. Illusion tempting the backboard. It kicks off Devo and goes back. Atomic going for the dunk, but Ronicky hits it by him.
Oh, Memory with a weak power slide, but a beautiful challenge. It's those slight errors in rotation where you miss the boost on a clean pickup and you have to make a second effort at a ball and you come out on top. That's really the beauty of being a top-level player. Atomic misses another double tap and goes so close to taking the lead under a minute.
Atomic having these double tap opportunities, just coming up short. Now Atomic staying with this ball. Illusion creeping at the midfield with 100 boost, but he has to jump off of it because Atomic's going for the ceiling shot.
At least he called him off, and they didn't double commit and run into each other again. Memory almost gets one off the nose of Ronicky and into the corner. And Barcelona finally having to play a little bit of defense here in a long time. Haven't been on their half too much this game, it doesn't feel like, but Ghost has somehow racked up 8 shots.
Yeah, but that's got to be a little worrying if you're Ghost. You know, there's a chance for Atomic to just pass that ball down into the center. He has Illusion with 100 boosts ready and waiting, but he opts for the ceiling shot, which is honestly, you know, not going to get you as many goals as the pass play will.
Absolutely.
Atomic.
But Atomic is the type of the guy that can hit it.
Yeah, he wants to go for it. He wants to be that playmaker.
Beautiful challenge there. Always a tough read to make. And he has been a strong challenge contender for Ghost.
But he's had some big shot opportunities that he hasn't been able to connect with.
Yeah.
See if he can have some redemption here in game 4. That shot off the crossbar and down. Memory with the clear, him low on boost also.
And Bluey just forced Memory off that challenge, actually, and gave Devo a dribble chance. Down to Ronicky, shot towards net, and Memory off the backboard. Nice save.
But another boost steal. Things looking grim for Ghost. Pass to Bluey. Memory cuts it off. Devo. Now challenge win. Atomic, the last one left. Devo pops it by him, gets the center, but Memory races back in time to clear the ball off the goal line.
Oh, nice little chip over Devo, but Memory, tough thing to hang on to here. Bluey just forcing him to pop it out into space for Atomic again.
And Atomic just going for the pop. You see him even backflipping there. Does get the demo. Pop over from Illusion.
There it
backward
is.
pass. Memory. The shot. And that's it. Ghost will be moving on to day 2.
Beautiful play from Atomic to force Barca to go out and challenge the ball. And how about Illusion making sure they hang on to it, beat the last man, and Memory, he's not going to miss a wide open right side. They will indeed clutch day 2.
And a scary moment for Ghost. It looked like they might have been allowing Barcelona to creep back into the series. An overtime goal there, forcing game 5, reverse sweep imminent, but no, they shut it down. Close out the series, and they avoid the game 5 storyline. Thank goodness.
I wasn't sure if it was even possible because, you know, I was definitely geared up for another game 5 with Ghost Gaming. But they do get out, and it was in fine fetter as well. Barcelona, a lot of pressure in that game 4, and they hung on well despite a lot of pressure being put on by Devo and Bluey. They just weren't able to break down that Ghost defense. Atomic delivering another solid defensive effort. Illusion, a couple of big stops as well. So defended just well enough to come out on top.
Ghost taking it over Barcelona. Barcelona are out. Ghost move on to day 2. We're going to go back over to the desk where hopefully we have no more trivia. Guys, back to you.
The only trivia I think we have here, it's not even trivia. I don't know where I was going with that. I was basically just going to go, how do they do? I would love it.
I have some trivia.
What is your trivia?
I have a little trivia for you.
I shouldn't have told you this, but that's all right.
Who here on the desk is the worst at asking trivia and answering trivia?
I have an answer. Is it Gibbs?
I shouldn't save trivia to the 9th hour. I messed up.
That's a really good idea.
It was only 3 teams. It was Indignitas, but no longer Barcelona as well. So we're down to just Cloud9 and Energy have made every day 3 with the potential for this one. I know. Turtle, you were right. I am honestly just going to chalk this day off as a huge loss for me, all right? You know, it's done.
You might as well just
Turtle,
not be
you win.
here.
I know. Hey, we're almost done.
Yeah,
we're almost done. I just got to sleep on it, you know? I just got to sleep on it. But going back to the series, Barcelona versus Ghost.
Yeah.
I did feel like it was a series of tests for both of these squads, right? Both of them right now feel like
definitely
fighting for a 6th to a 7th spot based on what we've seen on paper. And Ghost really showed up. They got the win. It wasn't pretty again. Like I felt like they won the last series. That was not very pretty. Then we saw a lot of double commits. We saw maybe some selfish plays by Atomic instead of going for passes. But at the end of the day, the big defense from Ghost pays off, and they get another win versus a talented squad of Barcelona.
Barcelona just struggling to connect pretty much anything, forcing themselves to go for these demos, trying to build themselves out of a hole. It was just not working out for them. But Ghost able to not take it to Game 5, a refreshing series from them, and just outperformed them.
Yeah, now Barcelona, they're on the clock. They got 1 month to figure out their problems. Every other European team that was here for the RLCS has made it to day 2 but them, so they got to figure it out soon. Yeah,
definitely a big pressure point coming up from them as a roster here, but joining us after their victory over Barcelona from Ghost is going to be Memory. Memory, I just want to know, really, how do you feel? Do you feel like how much of that is on you versus your guys' performance versus your opponent?
Well, we've been feeling really good lately. Like in the beginning, it was a little bit rough, but with Atomic, he brings a new kind of dynamic to us. And so I feel like it was really kind of us instead of Barcelona, because they are still a really good squad, but felt like we were bringing it to them a little bit.
So was there any like trying to adapt mid-game when you guys started driving on top of one another? There was a lot of plays where you were bumping into each other. Were you guys trying to figure that out throughout Game 4? Yeah,
we got a little bit nervous, I would say, when we were up 2. So what we tried to do was just relax, you know, just kind of reset, and we did a good job with that.
Yeah, and this is the last game of DreamHack today, and you know, you guys have already played earlier. You've gone to Game 5 twice. How do you guys still keep up a positive mentality and stay dedicated and determined in this matchup?
Well, I feel like we've put up a good showing today, and so we're getting really excited for tomorrow. Hopefully not as many Game 5s. Like, that was a little bit rough, but yeah, we're feeling good.
Just out of curiosity, what do you guys plan on doing, you know, in the downtime here? And when it comes to, is it reviewing VODs? How do you approach that improvement or maintaining what you had performance-wise here on day number 1, going to day number 2?
It's probably a lot of relaxing, because we did do a really good job today and we're proud of it. Maybe looking over a little bit, but for the most part, probably relaxing and getting ready for tomorrow.
All right, well, you know what? We can take some of your perspective here and maybe shift it over to our groups into tomorrow, because we would love to hear some of your thoughts here as we, review the rest of today, and then we'll take our glance into tomorrow. Here, guys, what are your immediate, now that we know day 1, any surprises coming out from you, Memory?
Not really, but I think it's cool that Reciprocity finally kind of 2 times in a row did really well, and NRG too. Those are really interesting games to watch, and I'm glad that they both made it.
Do you think that NRG is in a honeymoon stage, or do you think this is permanent on how they're going to play for the rest of their careers right now?
No, I don't think it's a honeymoon. They've been playing really well lately, and I think that's going to continue, and they're only going to get better.
I think the only surprise maybe a little bit is that like OC fails once again. They both fail on day number 1, the Chiefs and Ground Zero. So now we're down to just 3 regions, 1 NE as well, the Asian region. They are no longer here, so we're down to 3, but Lotus from South America, they are still alive.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing when looking at those competitors, right, is the fact that we had an impressive international Worlds coming out from Sam, but now South America once again establishing that they are somebody that we have to be looking forward to in the future of Rocket League.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch tomorrow. Every single game is going to mean so much, and every single game is going to be a battle, so it's going to be really fun to see all these teams battle it out.
All right, there. And we actually do not have the groups for tomorrow. I lied to you guys. We were just reviewing the ones from today. But we will have the groups tomorrow. Really, for that. We will be back once again tomorrow with more DreamHack action here for day number 2 of DreamHack Montreal. But first, before we go, we have to say thank you to each and every one of our sponsors who actually make this possible. And it's none other than esportmanagement.com, Psyonix, DreamHack, and Monster as well. Thank you. And again, we will be back tomorrow with more day 2 DreamHack Montreal action. You're not going to want to miss it.